Next up is adding in a phone. So currently, as of right now, no phones are connected. So you're just going to hit Add Phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Looking for F-150. We can change the name of that one. I'll show you how it's done in a sec.
Confirm that the pin displayed on sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
Pins match up. Do I want to allow contacts and favorites to sync? I'm going to say no.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Perfect. Okay. 911 Assist. I always recommend turning this one on, and the big reason why is because if you're ever in an accident and the vehicle's connected to a phone, it's automatically going to dial 911 for you if it's a serious collision. So definitely recommend doing that. And then you've also got the option of setting up Apple CarPlay, and it's wireless. So all you're going to do, continue, and then enable. Perfect. And as you can see there, fully connected. So as of right now, we're in this little split screen. You could push this little icon along the very top left in order to jump into a full screen Apple CarPlay instead. Look at that, beautiful. And that's as full screen as it's getting. So you're still going to have the basic information along the bottom in the top tray. But still, that's pretty nice. Really nice. I like that. So you can see there what's currently going on with our outside temperature, etc. But on the Apple CarPlay side of things, it's current time and connection with battery level, which map application was open last, which audio application was open last, and which miscellaneous application was opened. And then you can go back to this little home screen, icon view, whatever the case may be. But I mean, you saw there, like very responsive. So I can't believe this isn't fixed yet. So we've got this weird little like split screen bug for some reason on the Apple Maps side of things, but you can zoom in and out this way. There's just no pinch to zoom capabilities on any map application in Apple CarPlay. So yeah, drag and drop. No, not even letting me drag and drop. So in order to get around, going this way, zoom in and out, back forward that way instead. Hopping into Waze, it's going to be the same idea. So Waze, no drag, no pinch. So you're zooming in and out this way instead. You can at least use all the map applications there, which is kind of nice, and they work relatively the same. So that's good. So along the outside there, so you can hit done, and this little gear icon lets you change out some route options, so avoiding highways, toll roads, ferries, and things like that. But the map application, straightforward. Same idea with podcasts. You can browse, look at your current library, whatever the case may be. Audiobooks are available. Live One, which is a radio app. So there's a series of different applications that are available for Apple CarPlay. And one nice thing is that you can press and hold the voice command prompt on the steering wheel if you wanted to activate your Siri Assistant. So you've got that available as an option. Pushing CarPlay there does nothing, but you can hit your phone list along the very top, and that's going to bring you back to this screen instead. So you could launch back into CarPlay, your navigation, etc. along the very bottom there. Now, one nice thing about CarPlay is that on your phone settings, if you go into General Settings, CarPlay, you're going to find your vehicle. You can forget it, turn off CarPlay while the phone is locked, or you can customize the launcher. So let's say if you're a big fan of having your podcast there along with, say, Waze, you can do a drag and drop in order to adjust it that way. You can delete certain apps from the vehicle as well. So from CarPlay essentially. So it's put them on the very bottom for more apps, but it's physically removed them from the screen. If you don't like what you've done, so you've kind of played around with this a little bit too much, you're like, I'm not really crazy about the new look, you can hit reset home layout in order to bring you back to the factory default layout there instead. It's really straightforward. You can hop back into your factory navigation or back into CarPlay there if you wanted to. If you hop back into phone list along the very top, you've got a series of other options. You could just reconnect. So you're essentially disconnecting from CarPlay and then reconnecting to the phone for Bluetooth. So whether that's for the phone, for audio, for a mixture of both instead. You can jump into phone settings, go into your additional settings for managing contacts. You can look at text message options, roaming warnings, battery notifications, and things like that. Oh, I know that's quite a little bit of info, but that's how you set up an iPhone inside of Sync 4 in the F150. Setting up an Android device is the exact same process. So if you weren't on this screen, you could obviously hit phone in order to go back to your phone. But if you were connected to your phone there and you needed to set up another one, easiest thing to do, go into settings, phone list, and then you've got all of your options there. So we're just going to add in a phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Picking this up, and we're just waiting for F150 to show up again. There we go. So Ford F150.
Confirm that the pin displayed on Sync matches the pin displayed on your device.
Pins match up. Perfect.
For your safety, Please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
So I pressed no on that one, so deny for contacts and messages, just because this isn't my car, but then you can enable there. And what we're doing is connecting to Android Auto now. So it'll take a few seconds. There we go. Continue through. And look at that. Fully connected. Beautiful. And you've got this little split screen going on there again as well. So what you could do, along the very bottom left side, you see you've got Android Auto, but you've got this little icon. It's such a weird position for it, but you can push there in order to jump into full screen Android Auto instead. You're still in this little split screen though for the map. So if you push the map icon there, that's going to let you go to a full screen, back to a split screen, or to a little icon view. So you've got Google Maps and you've got Waze that are available right through this vehicle, which is great. Now through Android Auto. Now, if for whatever reason Waze isn't showing up, if you want to be able to add it in, check down in the description of the video. I put together a little walkthrough explaining how you can connect Waze to Android Auto if it's not showing up as an option. But this is nice. Nice and simple. Very similar to what you saw Google Maps on the Apple side of things too. You've got the little gear icon for route options, so avoiding toll roads, ferries, and things like that. Icon view there to get back to that split screen. You can also do a press and hold on the voice command prompt if you wanted to activate the Google Assistant instead. And then very similar to the Apple CarPlay side, along the very top there, you've got your current connection status. You've got what map applications open last, some miscellaneous applications, your settings, and then there's also your little assistant there. So you've got a little bit of flexibility here, not a ton, but you've got a few things. Hopping into the little icon view here, there's quite a few apps that I've got installed, but there are so many more apps that are available for Android Auto and for Apple CarPlay. So if you want a full application list, you'll find that down in the description of the video. One nice thing is that you've got the flexibility to customize things a little bit. So on your phone, if you go to Android Auto, you're going to get Android Auto settings, you can customize the launcher, you can turn a few things off if you want. Big one would be the customizing launcher though. It works kind of similar to the iPhone side of things, but there's some differences. And that's that any changes that we make, you actually have to restart Android Auto for the changes to take into effect. So you have to hop out of Android Auto on your phone, hop out of it here, launch back in for any customization changes to take into effect. You can still customize it a little bit though, which is kind of nice. If you go to phone list along the very top now, you're connected to either Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Now, what you could do is jump back into, so just the Galaxy connection there, but you can also do a mix and match. So you can either do Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, but you can do any of these four kind of in tandem together. And even if you had multiple phones, like more phones connected to the vehicle, it's who do you want connection priority to first for the phone, and then do you want to have somebody connected for audio? So if you have one phone for all of your audio and one phone for phone calls, you can kind of do a mix and match and set it up that way. If you wanted to delete a phone from the vehicle, you go to phone settings, whatever phone you want deleted, and hit yes. That's the same thing. You go to phone settings, delete, yes, and that's remove both phones from the vehicle. So it's that simple, setting up Android and iPhone devices inside of the F-150.